There's nothing to see. Dean had nothing to do with this.
Oh, but he did. Joining me now, Mark Ruffalo, everybody. Welcome to the old show, good sir.
Thank you, man.
Been a fan for a long while. It's a pleasure to finally sit and have a chat with you.
Thank you.
Let's start with Sympathy for Delicious. This is a film that near and dear to you, to say the least, but it's been in the work for a while, right?
It's been 10 years since I was given the script by my friend Christopher Thornton, and
it was written on papyrus.
Yes.
And he handed it to you.
And it was a scroll, but it was actually several scrolls.
You had to translate. And
it was 197 pages that he handed me.
Really?
Yes.
And so
with cheated margins.
Size 24 font, triple space. Yeah.
No, yeah. And it was just one solid block of writing.
You're like, hey, buddy, this is a trailer. Why don't we put some dialogue in here and make it? Did you really help shape the direction of the film and the script itself?
Yeah, a lot of the 10 years of trying to get it made was honing that down to what the story was that we wanted to tell. There was a lot in there.
Yeah, you try to cover many things, and it kind of comes down to we were just talking really very quickly before the interview started about the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's right.
Which is that the ultimate kind of notion of the film, that you could have the best intentions in the world but ultimately still be a flawed person or lead a flawed existence?
Who isn't? Except for you.
I'm not throwing stones.
No. You can't in here.
No, exactly.
You'd break something. It's that, and in the end, you get what you need. Maybe sometimes in life, not what you want.
Right.
And it's a road. It's a selfish man who through redemption does one selfless act in the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And but all the healing and stuff, that was stuff that Chris Thornton tried when he first had his accident. He's
he
really
actually
a paraplegic.
right, and he phenomenal actor too.
Yes,
I mean, by the
great
way,
actor,
like just
yeah.
An incredible performance. But he actually went to faith healers and tried all that stuff.
Yeah. And in his desperation to be healed, and it was crazy. Because it really was the guy who comes out in the silk suit with the gold rings and just has his band with him and like busts out in song between healings.
Right.
And
but I'm sure the band for the faith healer he saw was not like a hardcore grunge group with a mosh pit, right?
No.
It was a little more evangelical.
I was like, that's what I want to see.
Right, exactly.
Why hasn't anyone done that?
That was a traveling sideshow circus there, and I love that vibe. But speaking of guys in suits, you're going to be playing a role very soon. I'm told it's the Hulk? In the Avengers?
Yes, that's right.
Will you be donning a suit for this role?
I will. I brought part of my costume with me today, right now. Here it is.
This may be an exclusive.
Smash! Smash! Smash!
All right, Mark Ruffalo, please. I submit. Was that a Hulk jock hitch right there? Was that a cup adjust?
It was an adjustment. It was a Hulk adjustment.
Adjustment to the old green machine.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Jolly green midget.
This is the first time Hulk is going to be mocapped, right?
Yeah, I'll be the first actor to actually play the Hulk.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's cool.
And are you, for Bruce Banner, is there like a Hulk diet to actually play Hulk, where it's like just protein and human growth hormone and
yes,
Jamba Juice, Barry Bonds?
Yes, yeah, there is.
What did you have to do to actually get ready for your Hulk?
Well, it kind of was shoved upon me. I received a package in the mail from my manager, and I thought, well, that's a big package for an iPad.
All right.
But maybe they packed it really well in there.
Right.
And I opened it up, and it was like a whole diet system.
What?
And it was like just protein shakes and and they put me on like a 28. I was like, "Are you trying to tell me something?" No, no, you look great.
Yeah.
And they put me on a 28-day diet that it was no sugar, no caffeine, no dairy, no wheat, no sex, no drugs, no wine, no women, no fun,
that's
no
when you
sin.
turn the roll down. That's when you say no thank you.
Yes, exactly. I was like, really?
I could do South Beach for a while, but no sex and drugs?
What about CGI? I didn't think we had to do this stuff anymore.
Exactly. And I want to chat with you for an hour because there's so many topics to cover. But very quickly, I love that you are an activist and a half. That you use every platform you have to forward social good and change. And I'm just wondering, what's you think the issue right now? I know there's many. There's a handful of plates spinning, but is there one right now that is particular or near and dear to you?
Well, I've been fighting this hydraulic fracturing, this gas extraction they've been doing, and
people call it fracking, and our audience thinks that's Battlestar sex.
Yeah, I know,
but it's not. This is actually a very dangerous practice.
This is fricking fracking,
right?
And you know, it's a way to extract natural gas using millions of gallons of water blasted into the earth at high pressures, laced with 150,000 gallons of fracking fluid, which contains carcinogens, neurotoxins, and this stuff's ending up in people's drinking water.
Drinking water, yeah.
And they want to do it up and down the Delaware River, which is where 15.6 million people get their drinking water. And nobody wants to study it beforehand.
But don't worry, they've got it in bottles now. We're fine. We're totally safe.
We can buy it.
That'll sustain us forever.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So,
well, I encourage everybody to...
And you know, the Indian Point nuclear power plant is aged. If it blows up in America, like what happened in Fukushima, we're looking at a major disaster. They have no evacuation plan for that area. Most of our problems... for us and the people we're talking to are energy problems.
Right.
And that's going to be that'll be the battle cry of our generation, is how we're going to go from carbon fuel to greener alternatives. Well,
if you're on the front lines with a spear and shield, sir, I will run behind you and scream right along with everybody else. Exactly. Mark Ruffalo, pleasure, sir. Sorry, we're out of time. You got to come back. We got to chat some more. Mark Ruffalo, Sympathy for Delicious, opens in theaters on